There's the builder grade disposer, the cheapies. They're going to be loud and noisy, and they're going to rust out inside over a couple years, and they might have a 1-year warranty on them. So you could go buy one of those for probably $100. It's going to be more expensive for the labor for it to be installed. So you're still looking at like $500 to have a disposer like that replaced. Now, a good disposer that's going to have, let's say, a 7-year warranty or a 10-year warranty that has stainless steel on the inside, the prices have gone up. Honestly, I think you're looking at like $800 to $1,000 for like a really good disposer installed. But those disposers are going to last too. They're going to last 10 years with no problems. So it really depends on what you're looking for. You know, if you're trying to flip the house and you put in a cheapie, you get what you pay for. So just remember, if you buy something cheap and put it in, later on you're going to have to spend that money again because it's not going to last. It's best to put in the good stuff up front, and then it's worry-free for a long time. Yeah, any additional cost to put into disposer, a lot of times the P-trap or the drain lines underneath the sink, they could be corroded. So if we start messing with some of that stuff, a lot of it just crumbles because it's so bad. So you could be looking at additional cost to replace the P-trap and the drain lines. Sometimes people buy a new sink and the sink is deeper than it was before, and so now the disposer sits farther down in the cabinet, so we've got to do additional piping to get back to the original drain that's in the wall. Sometimes that can be a little tricky also. So buying a sink that's different, where the drain configuration has moved, that can cause an increase in price. Some of the disposers also, you can add an air switch to them. So instead of having an electrical switch on the wall, you can put an air switch right on the top of your sink. It just takes up a faucet hole, and that can add an additional cost too. Those are pretty nice, just because your hands are wet and you don't have to reach for the electrical switch. It's just an air switch right on top. So that can be additional cost also. I'd say the drain configurations, that's going to add a couple $100 typically, just for the materials, and you're going to have another half hour to an hour of labor trying to figure out the puzzle to reconfigure the drain. Also, some of the bigger disposers that are higher horsepower, they might be bigger round, so if you have any shelving underneath the sink, you need to consider the shelving, whether that can accept the bigger round disposer. I know I've run into a problem where the customer supplied the disposer and they had a shelf. We actually had to cut the shelf because the disposer was too big to fit under the sink because of the shelving. So that's a consideration also. Not much additional cost to cut a shelf, but something to think about.